Hi, my name is Sam McCauley, and I'm a race engineer on the number 11 car.
And I'm Nick Burton. I'm a race engineer on the 19 car, and this is about last weekend. Last weekend was different than most of our previous race weekends. We had practice, we had qualifying, and obviously, the stakes were a little bit higher. But so it was, trying to get in the swing of things again with practice and our processes through practice and, how we do things there, which was fun and interesting and nice to get a read on where your car's at before they drop the green flag. Practice went pretty smooth for us, but qualifying, we both had some troubles getting through tech and, some body issues in the Hawkeye process. We failed, and with that, we both lost the car chiefs on our team, which, it's a very important part of our team. And, for us, Blake is, not someone we want to lose for race day preparation. And on pit stops, Blake is the one, after James decides what he wants to change or do for the pit stops, Blake is the one who relays that to the pit crew each week. So not having him there to do that was not ideal in such a big race. So we had to deal with that. But yeah, maybe Sam can speak more to that and how Brandon handles things on their team. Each team, functions a little differently, but that was one of the ways that hit us hardest with Blake missing.
Yeah, it was nice that we had Brandon for practice, because that's where we have the opportunity to make the most changes to the car, and you really need your whole team to be there and in sync, because it's only 50 minutes. So it was great that we had him for that. We're able to get through practice. It was kind of definitely different. We haven't practiced on an oval, I think it was since Nashville with the new track. But, even with practice, there's still so many question marks with the resin. The top lane never really came in. So you're just, you're trying to get a baseline, but also understanding that a lot's still going to change with the track. But, definitely having, losing Brandon going into qualifying was definitely tough. I think it was something that none of us planned for it. None of us want that. And it's just, the 5 team as well. You're trying to get all you can get, and we're talking about thousandths of an inch. And I know those guys hated they couldn't be there for the race. But, it's one of those things where when you have strong teams like we both do, and like all of our teams at Gibbs, you've got people that can step up and keep pulling the rope to just make the most out of our day. And I think that's what we both did. But definitely a challenge for sure.
Our strategy going into the race, it's pretty cut and dry there. The way the race is structured and the stage lengths, like usually it doesn't turn into a fuel mileage kind of thing. It's, your tires are going to be important at some point, but we knew we could run the whole first stage without pitting for fuel. We did get an early caution, and that first caution, only the 5 pit, and we all stayed out. We just thought it was too early to burn a set of tires. And then, 10 laps later, another caution comes down. At that point, we decided, it's worth it to come get some tires. So we went and got some tires. And, from that point, really the championship 4 cars, even though we kind of qualified, we were a little spread out after qualifying, we'd all kind of rose up to, the top 5 at that point. And, it was kind of on at that point. We had a long run at the end of that first stage, and our car, that was our car's strength and where we excelled early on in the race. And Martin was able to drive up to the lead and finish that first stage in the lead. But yeah, so strategy, I don't even know what to say about strategy there. It was.
Yeah, I think it was definitely a different race than what we've seen there, where we had, especially thinking about the championship race last fall, where you had multiple green flag stops. and it really does come down to long runs. And then in this race, there was almost no green flag stops. There was barely a green flag stop for you guys.
Yeah.
And then the caution in stage 3. And it's something that you can't predict that. You have to be ready for anything. And it was stage 3, I think, was where business really picked up, where you had the top 4 guys, all in a really tight battle. I mean, coming up to that last, I guess it was around lap 245, right when it was getting close to time to pit. I mean, both of us were running down the Hendrick cars. It was, I think we were all within 2 seconds when the 19 pits, and then we have the caution as you guys are on pit road. And yeah, it was, that really, from there, the favors kind of shifted toward us, because not only did you guys get the lead, but we also beat the Hendrick guys off pit road. We just passed the 5 and we beat the 9 off pit road. So then it was a matter of, okay, let's see if we can get the lead. And then it was really looking like it might be a 2-car race there. Looking great for JGR until that last caution. I was really excited to see Martin and Denny get to battle it out. And then, the caution, I think on lap 285, that came down to it. You have to nail the pit stop. You have to nail this stop on pit road as a team. And the 5-car guys, I mean, they rose to the occasion big time, and that was a huge part of that race.
And speaking to what he was saying at that, that kind of lap 245 mark, we were both catching the Hendrick cars, and at that point, our tools told us, we were within striking distance to short pit them, and possibly jump them by pitting a lap or 2 earlier than them. We figured once we pit, we'd drag the rest of the guys down, they'd come to cover us, but we thought we were in striking range to short pit them and get that track position we needed, because I think track position was more critical than we really anticipated as far as, dirty air and things like that. But yeah, so that was our thought process coming down on lap 247 or whatever, and then we just caught a massive break with the issues the 38 car had on track, and we were able to pit and stay on the lead lap, luckily. And with that, everybody else pit under the caution, and we inherited the lead. So, we really honestly caught a huge break there. But as the race continued, like, you need those breaks. Like, these races are really hard to win, and you need everything to go your way. And at that moment, I was like, maybe it's our day. Things are going our way. But yeah, after that, us in the 11 were able to kind of run away from the Hendrick cars a little bit, and we were matching lap times there with 30 to go, and it like you said, it was going to be a good day for JGR. And then caution came out for a brake rotor on the track, and like you said, you need everything to go right on pit road, and the 5 had a great stop, and along with that, their qualifying position, more so than their starting spot, the importance of that was probably their pit stall selection, and they had that number 1 stall and were able to get off pit road and beat the 11 out and beat us out. And from there, with 25, 30 laps to go, if you get a little bit of clean air, you're really hard to beat for those first 20 laps. So that's just kind of how it played out. But at that point, I was bracing for a caution. You kind of knew, you have that feeling, especially late in races, you kind of anticipate a caution because you think about what you'll be doing. Because you just got to be ready for it. And so it came out, and it was like, it sucked because I thought we were in a good spot. Without it, we didn't need it. But at the same time, it just kind of was what it was. And we knew everybody was going to pit, and we needed a good pit stop, and, to roll pit road well and things like that, and all the little things to go our way. And it just played out the way it did.
Yeah, I think it's one of those things. I mean, there was 60 to go when we took the green on the previous restart, and after 5 to 10 laps on the tires, you know you're going to pit again if a caution comes out. So it was, it's something that we're constantly looking ahead. What's next? How did that restart go? How was the balance? Is there anything we can do to be better if we have another one? So that's, I think all of the teams are doing that. They're prepping, you got to be ready. We knew we had one set of stickers left, and it was just a matter of time, really, where if it doesn't come out, great, but you pretty much need to be planning for it, and then you just have to execute, and I think it was, and it was one of our team's best stops of the day. We were really pumped. We beat our teammate off pit road. But it really came down to the 5-car having pit stall 1 from qualifying on the pole was the difference, really. So, but just really proud of the team. I mean, they really, the pit crew had an excellent last stop. And, it's something that, it just takes every single guy, every 10th of a second. It's amazing that it comes down to that. And then to have, the top 4 guys being able to race it out at the end. I mean, it was a great race, really. I mean, at times I felt like a race fan watching those guys go at it. I mean, the 4 best guys overall for the year. It was a great race. Just didn't quite have it there at the end.
Yep. Just a little bit, came up a little bit short, but really proud of, everybody at Joe Gibbs Racing. Like, it was a huge undertaking for the short turnaround from Martinsville to get our cars, ready to go to Phoenix. It's a long haul out there. We had some, 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m. nights back to back, Monday and Tuesday to get those cars ready, and it took a lot of people coming together and making that effort, and so that you really want to win it for those guys too, and but a lot of people sacrificed a lot to get us where we were this year, and like I said, it was a whole effort by Joe Gibbs Racing and Toyota Racing, and we just came up a little bit short. But overall, it was a great year, and we went there and we had a fighting chance, and we had good cars, and did all the things we could do, and at the end of the day, it just was a little short. And the 5 team had a great season. 10 wins is incredible, and they were very deserving champs. So, still doesn't make you feel a whole lot better about not winning it, but you only get so many opportunities, and when they're in front of you, you really want to seize them. You don't know if you'll have that opportunity again. So, when you come just a little short, I think it stings a little bit more.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think hanging your hat on knowing that the team really did put forth a championship effort, the company as a whole. I feel like depending on how the race broke a slightly different way, one of the 2 of us was going to win. And I think you can hang your hat on that. And I think everybody at the shop can hang their hat knowing that the cars were capable and the drivers were capable. It's just a matter of, the nature of the format that we're in now. And you have to make the most of every situation. But I think knowing that we did all we can do, you can lay your head on the pillow well at night. So
yeah, I think it being the last Gen 6 race ever too, I think that would have been, there's that added little bit too. That would have been really nice to come home for that, with that before we move to the next gen car and all that. But oh well.